Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be on a new mini siren that I have just recently made, if you guys haven't already seen. And it is a mini STH-10, as we all know. And there's a few things I want to know before I test this thing. One, the reason the casing right here for the motor is a little bit oversized is because when the maker of this siren, which is UW Titan Fan on YouTube, or Scott, he eyeballed the Marathon and didn't base it off of any measurements as far as I'm aware, so that's why it's a little bit oversized. But honestly, I don't really care overall because it just makes it look like the oversized STH-10s, like the one in Delavan with that Baldor motor, and that other one that is on the water tower and it's gray. I can't remember where that one's at, but it just reminds me of those oversized motor ones. But this is pretty much the entire siren. It's pretty much done, and this is it. I will also be giving this to my cousin since she wanted one of these. So this is technically her siren because she did already pay me and everything. So when I'm driving to SirenCon, the intro to the BTS, you will see me delivering this to her house. I don't know if she'll actually be there when I arrive there to drop it off, but you'll see me at least drop it off. So this will be a part of the SirenCon BTS intro. But other than that, the setup is, of course, it's a DC motor, as most of Scott's sirens are. They have a, I believe it's a, what motor was it in here? I think it was like a 280 motor or something like that. I don't know. If you looked on the printables, you would see, but it has a small DC motor in there. Then it has the wires coming out of the motor to these wires right here to the power inverter, I guess you could consider it, because it takes this, which is 12 volts in, and converts it to like 3 or 3.5 volts out for the motor, since that's what gets it to the right speed, because DC motors, they deviate pitch based off of RPM, which is, I guess, kind of how it works. I don't know. But there's also a super capacitor in there, so it can make the wind down a little bit longer. So when I growl it, you'll hear it sounds a little bit weird, like it'll go up to speed and then very slowly go back down, because that's just the super capacitor discharging over the windings of the DC motor. That's just how a super capacitor works, I guess. But it works best when it's running attack, alert, or a fast whale, I guess. So, but that's pretty much that. And then it all goes from this 12 volt 10 amp power supply. I did try to run this off of the 12 volt 5 amp power supply that I had for the mini P50 rotator for a while, but for some reason it just would not power the siren up. So I just decided, screw it, 10 amps, and it worked. So the 5 amp one didn't work, so I just wanted the 10 amps. And this is really it. The power thing, the power inverter or whatever, I guess, is in here. And this is the siren. And like I said in my community post, the color for this is supposed to be based off of Scott's real STH, but the colors opposed to his are inverted. So like his core is blue with white horns, my core is white with blue horns, and you know, it's just inverted. If you looked at the picture of his own on the printables, you will see that pretty much almost everything here is inverted. Although I'm pretty sure his legs, the roof mount and the pole stop right there is not painted on his, or he didn't paint it anything or whatever. It's just not, it's not any of these notable colors as far as I know. But that's really the whole siren. That's really all I gotta say about it. Again, you will see it in the SirenCon BTS intro, since I'm giving it to my cousin. She lives in Fargo, so we are passing through there, and I will be delivering it to her. But I'll be doing the usual, which is alert, attack, and fast whale with a growl, obviously, as you all know. So here we go. Here's a quick growl. And again, I know the growl is going to sound weird because of the super capacitor and just how it all works, but that's just how power works. So here we go. Here's a growl. Don't know if you saw the rotor there, but this thing actually has a pretty lengthy wind down. But here we go, here's alert. So there you have it. There's a quick test on the mini STH-10. That actually has a pretty decent wind down. I haven't ran this thing ever since I put it together. That has a very decent wind down. But what I'm going to go do is I'm going to grab a dB meter and I'm going to measure how loud this thing actually is. And actually, for its size, it's actually pretty dang loud. It's got some punch to it. I was wearing hearing protection for that, but I did take my earmuff off during the alert. It actually was pretty dang loud, but I'm going to grab my dB meter and we'll be seeing what it can peak up to in the various areas, like in the intake, horns, around it, etc. Okay, we have the dB meter right there. It's reading my voice and everything, so we're going to be running it up in just for a little alert, and I'll be moving the dB meter in various areas, like up here, down by the intake, by the horns, and everything else. So here we go. Let's plug it in. So there you have it. There was the mini STH dB test. And like I said, this thing is pretty dang noisy for its size. This thing is smaller than the mini Banshee, and it got just about the same readings as the Banshee. Man, this thing has got some punch to it. And yeah, I even took my earmuff off once after that too, and Jesus Christ, this thing got some punch to it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this kind of showcase video on the mini STH. And I probably will be running a close to 10-foot dB test upstairs in my house. Since there's a longer hallway there, I can run dB test better up there. So I'll probably end up doing that pretty soon. I also need to figure out why those screws right there won't go in. There's one on the other side that also won't screw in all the way, so I got to figure that out. And there is a little bit of a bright vibration issue that I probably should tackle first before I send it off to my cousin's house, but overall, it's pretty much done as of right now. There's just final touch-ups that I need to finish, but that's pretty much it for the mini STH modeled by UW Titan Fan on YouTube. Pretty nice model, and I would recommend it for people that want a small siren that's also pretty dang noisy, as well as pretty easy wiring. All you need is a 12-volt input or just anything above 5 volts. That's rated for about 5 to 10 amps or so, because this thing runs at about 3.5 volts, and you need a little bit of this 12-volt wire. I mean, I always had this 100-foot spool. I just used some of it, and you just need a super capacitor, put it on there, assemble the siren, and you're pretty much good to go. It's pretty easy to assemble and run. Very, very nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this quick video on this thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Peace out.